Make no mistake, my friends, Joe Biden is very angry. All right. And I believe as a Democrat, he wants Harris to win. But I think personally, Kamala was part of the cover up of Joe's cognitive decline.
She gets hungry for dinner at 8. She loves the theater and never comes late. She never bothers with people she hates. That's why the lady is a tramp.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into the Double T Podcast Network. I am your humble host, Double T, wishing you all a very happy day. Folks, today I'd like to talk a little bit about both candidates' election strategy. First, I'd like to talk about former President Trump. His campaign strategy has not wavered since day one. He talks about fixing the border, fixing the economy, strengthening our military, ending wars abroad, world peace, creating jobs, bringing back manufacturing jobs to the United States. He talks also about becoming energy dominant within 1 year by fracking and drilling and selling our oil from Alaska to the South Pacific countries. On the other hand, Vice President Harris wants to give prison inmates and illegal migrants gender transforming surgeries while they are incarcerated on the taxpayer dime. She would also like to give $50,000 to small businesses for startups, and she would also like to give $25,000 to first-time home buyers. And all I hear out of the vice president is give, 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 which has been the Democratic mantra for the past 100 years. Her other biggest campaign strategy, if not the largest, is Orange Man Bad. In several interviews, sit-down interviews, softball interviews with, CNN and places where it is friendly, that she knew what the questions were going to be ahead of time. I mean, this woman can't even prepare for an interview where she knows what the questions are going to be. Okay? She cackles. She doesn't answer the question. And probably 8 out of the 10 questions, she blames Trump for everything. Now, she's been vice president for almost 4 years now and has had every opportunity to fix what's wrong in this country and the things that she's campaigning on, turning the page. We need a new direction. She's part of the direction she wants to turn the page on. She's in a bit of a tough spot because she's the vice president and she, as Joe said, was involved in every decision he made. She was the last person to leave the room. But she's in a tight spot because although she wants to run on her record, she can't because her record is an abysmal failure. So she's trying to distance herself from Joe, and that brings us to Joe. Make no mistake, my friends, Joe Biden is very angry. All right. He may have some cognitive decline, but he is fully aware of what Pelosi, Schumer, and Obama did to him, pushing him out of the race when he did not want to leave. And I believe as a Democrat, he wants Harris to win, but I think personally, I think he wants her to get shellacked because he didn't like how he was just thrown overboard. Okay, we used you. You had your fun. Get out. And I am positive that they gave him the choice to leave on his own or they were going to invoke the 25th Amendment against him. And I still want to know why no one is bringing up the fact that Kamala was part of the cover-up of Joe's cognitive decline. They kept it a secret for at least a couple of years. But nobody's bringing this up. I mean, she's as guilty as sin, just as well as Schumer, Pelosi, and Obama, and Biden, it's kind of funny. He's done a few things to compromise her as she was getting ready to speak at a rally, I think North Carolina. She was going to make a major announcement, and Biden went into the press briefing room for the first time in his entire presidency about 2 minutes after Harris took the podium. And Biden started his press conference, and all of the media shifted to Biden cutting Harris and her major announcement right out of the news. You can't convince me that this wasn't cold and calculated. And I'm sure more than Joe, Jill is more upset because don't forget that Jill is an attention-starved, power-hungry narcissist. Now, as we look at the vice presidential candidates, we have J.D. Vance, senator from Ohio, Yale-educated, very articulate, and has pretty much demolished every left-leaning journalist that has interviewed him. Vance excites me from the simple fact that a Trump presidency will only be 4 years. But I think Vance is just the guy to carry on the MAGA vision. On the other side, we have Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Now, just at a glance, when I look at this guy, I kind of say something is off. Now, we have heard the accusations against him of sexual misconduct allegations that have been levied against him, yet that's not really being covered by the news. We know that he lied about part of his military service where he claimed to have been in combat and carried weapons of war. We know that's not true because as soon as his unit was deployed, his retirement papers came through because he didn't want to go to combat. There was the DUI, which he claimed that he was deaf, and the lie that his wife used IVF to have children, which is not the case. The most stunning thing about Waltz is the fact that during the 2020 Summer of Love, when groups like Antifa and BLM were burning down cities across the country, one being Minneapolis, he did nothing. And his wife, who appears to be some kind of a freak, also commented that she would like to open up the house windows and smell the burning rubber. Now, when I put all of these things together, my choices are either Trump and Vance or Harris and Waltz. And I have to ask myself a question. With the world being on fire the way it is, we need a very strong leader to navigate the United States through these tough times. And I don't think Harris has the experience, the backbone, or the stamina to go up against Putin, President Xi, or Kim Jong-un. I just don't see it happening. Whereas I know President Trump's record, that he has the wherewithal to negotiate with these men and make better deals for America than the ones that we already have in place. So as you probably have guessed, I fully endorse Trump and Vance. And I think it's a better and safer bet for America, because I just can't see this cackling woman who can't do anything without a teleprompter solving world issues. I just can't see it. And as always, please like and subscribe to our channel, because it'll get our videos out to more people and expand our channel to bring more news to more people. And as I always say, folks, tomorrow is granted to no one. So take the opportunity to stop and smell the roses. And as always, if you have the opportunity to do a random act of kindness for someone, take that opportunity, take that few minutes, because if we all did a random act of kindness for somebody, this world would be a much better place to live. So until we meet again, this is Double T saying ciao, ciao.